if you don't have a degree in STEM, and by STEM that means science, technology, engineering, mathematics, it's a struggle for you. let's just be real. If you didn't already have the experience, you don't have somebody that's like grandfather you in, it's pretty tough to get a job. And when we say a job, we're saying a decent job. $15 an hour was $20 an hour, $25 an hour. It ain't easy. It ain't easy. And then, you talk about the requirements, the restrictions that you got going on with that particular job if you do get it. Because they're gonna want you to actually know what you're talking about. And that's the tough part. Because if we being honest, a lot of us that did actually go to college didn't get those types of majors. A lot of us got liberal arts degrees. A lot of us got social sciences, the criminal justice, the political science, underwater basket weaving. A lot of us got degrees, the ones that do, but we didn't get them in a on-demand field. Psychology, sociology, social services, social work, A lot of us got degrees and stuff like that. And that's fine. We definitely we're definitely needed in certain areas. But in terms of jobs, it's just not here. It's just not here. Yeah. In terms of jobs, it's just not here. Those are not the jobs that's available. Those are not the jobs that's out, that's paying $20, $25 an hour. You're talking about the STEM jobs, the science jobs, the technology, engineering, mathematics. That's where the jobs are. And a lot of us just don't have that skill set. So, when I look at myself, I've had a lot of jobs. So, I technically worked a lot more in the hospitality industry. So I was definitely in restaurants, very big in restaurants, very big in restaurants, hotels. I worked a lot of positions in hotels. As I've always told you, I was pretty much everything outside of management. I never wanted to be a manager because I just looked at management as, they might have got paid a couple dollars more, but they also had a lot more responsibility. They also had to answer for things that they couldn't control. And the way I looked at it was, it just wasn't worth what I was being paid to have to now be accountable for somebody else's actions, to now be accountable for a team, an organization, things that I can't personally change, I always looked at management as like just added responsibility for less pay, because it's not yours. But now I have to manage somebody. Now I have to operate in a sense of like, I have to think about I have to try to get the team to go. I have to try to get everything cohesive. I have to try to beat performance goals. And it's not necessarily me. So it's literally on somebody else. And I mean, we need managers. I had managers. There's better managers. There's worse managers. I just didn't want to be a part of the conversation. I never wanted you to say that I was a manager in general, because I just wasn't worth it to me, But when you talk about all of the jobs that you could get, all of us want the highest paying jobs. All of us want to make a lot of money. Let's be real. You know, if I go to work, I want to be paid and paid well. I want to be compensated well for my time. That's just a realistic expectation. And, you know, I know some of y'all live in other places like California, New York, but y'all cost of living is higher. So me saying $25 an hour is crazy for y'all because y'all, you know, what, gas is like, what, $5-6? I'm saying relative to your cost of living, I guess. Relative to your environment. See, down here in South Florida, we're not relative to what our cost of living is. Especially not yet, you know, because a lot of y'all then came to our areas and raised our prices. But you didn't hear that from me. We got different prices now. Because of a lot of northerners coming here, a lot of places where the cost of living is so much higher, they came here and now our cost of living is higher. Which it is what it is, don't get me wrong. Life goes on, right? I can't blame you if you know, like, I can't blame you for that. You saving money on your end, but it also affects the economy. So in our sense, you know, there's just not a lot of jobs paying over $20 an hour. If we being realistic, not a lot of jobs at all. And then the jobs that are require a certain type of skill set. Because just can't anybody do it. Anybody can't just get a $20, $30 an hour job, you know, off the street. It just can't happen. But, you know, the point of this video, now that I done kind of set the stage, the point of this video is that being an Uber driver is one of the simplest things that you can do, and you can still make $30 an hour. You can still easily do $25 an hour. And I know everybody's gonna say, but maintenance, but taxes, but depreciation, but my, you know, but this, but that. And my response to all of y'all is very simple. This is a saying that I heard, I used to hear a lot growing up. If, it may be a little bit vulgar, but let's just say, if my grandmother, how does it go? If my grandmother had balls, she'd be my granddaddy. It's the saying, you know. I think that's the saying. All it means is that, yeah, it's easy to say what could be, what should be, what is, but what we live in is what is, you know. You should be able to get a job $20 or better. But can you? And at least in Miami, South Florida? No. Not without the right skill set. Not without knowing Spanish. Not without knowing, you know, somebody in the company. It's just not going to happen. You have to have that skill set. So at least in our area, talking about getting a $20 an hour job is just crazy, right? So, but being an Uber driver is super simple. You're not doing nothing. You don't, and yes, it is a, you know, I don't want to say that it's easy. It's not easy to be a Uber driver. The skill set is you're driving all day long. You know, you're dealing with passengers, you're dealing with traffic. So it's not an easy job, you know, and obviously you're dealing with the apps, you're multitasking, you're being cognizant of the weather, dealing with the conditions. Like I said, it's not an easy job, but it's a simple job. It's the simplest job ever. Pick people up, drop them off, and you get paid. Simple. It's super simple for what it is. And in terms of simplicity, it's not rocket science. It's not, you know, being a lawyer. It's not something that you got to go to 8, 10, 15 years for. It's not being a doctor, you know. It's not being, you know, a personal trainer, a nutritionist. It's not being a world-class chef. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not nothing that's super complicated in that sense. we all pretty much know how to drive. At least, especially in South Florida, most people learn how to drive. Most people get their at least their license or their learner's permit by 16, 15, 18. Some of us, most people get their license by then. So it's a universal thing. We all kind of drive to work. We all drive back from work. We all would drive to school if we had vehicles, drive back from school. Driving is something universal in the sense that most people kind of know how to do it. It's not a big deal in that sense. So as a driver, being an Uber driver is super simple because that's what we're already used to. We're already used to driving. That's the simplicity. Now, is it easy? No, because when you're driving personally, you may drive one way, like me. I drive one way when people aren't in my car versus when people are in my car. Just saying. I am much smoother when people are in my car than when they're not, because I don't care about being smooth when nobody's in my car. I drive, I can drive way more aggressive when people aren't in my car, especially living in South Florida. I drive a lot faster when people aren't in my car because it's a little different. When you're a professional driver, you got somebody's life on your hands. So, like I said, it's not an easy job, but it's very simple. If you pick this person up, you drive them to the location, you get paid. It's very simple. And to be able to make $25, $30, $40 an hour out of that, now obviously there's other factors to it in terms of the car, in terms of the location, in terms of the rides that you're taking, the mileage. Yeah, all of that is true, but it's the simplest job that you can do in 2025. Simplest job that you can do to make over $30 an hour. And that's not bad. That's not bad. But yeah, that's so that's what I was making this video because, it's super simple and anybody can do it. Anybody with a car and a license can do it. So why not? But yeah, as you can see, I'm just kind of walking around this shopping complex. And yeah, of course, had a big truck that just passed by. But yeah, man, it's Valentine's Day. So I want to wish everybody that's watching this video a happy Valentine's Day. If you have a Valentine's, tell them you love them. Give them a big hug, maybe some flowers, kiss, all of the good stuff. If you don't, you got family members that you can obviously tell happy Valentine's Day. Yeah. So, but this is a day that you should spend with your loved ones, embracing your loved ones. Another day, But other than that, man, again, if you haven't downloaded the Telegram app and joined the Telegram group to be a part of the community, the free Florida rideshare group, you tripping. But yeah, if you got any comments, you want to talk to me or anything like that, leave a comment down below. But yeah, with that being said, man, I've been working all day, so it's time for me to go. But yeah, all right, deuces.